So in this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to go about pulling our articles into our newsletter, right? Because we have articles that are already waiting for us inside of our newsletter queue. And what's so amazing about this, you heard me mention how we're killing two birds with one stone. You've already done the work, right? We already want to create articles that are out there ranking for the right keywords. The people in the area, the people in the town are searching for these keywords. They're finding your articles and they're subscribing, right? They're subscribing to your newsletter. So we've already done the work. And remember what I said when I broke this all down, that your articles should consist of about 70% of your newsletter. And then you want to take everything I taught you in 1.0, with the link teasers and the custom combos and, creating the events and everything else, the Q&A. You want to combine that with what we're about to do, okay? But I'm not going to show you anything from 1.0 because I don't want to overwhelm you. I just want to show you how quickly you can pull the articles into your newsletter, all right? So when I say the work's already done, these are all articles that are already written, and some of them were written so that we can rank for certain keywords. Other ones were written so that we had good content to offer our list, good viral content. Whatever the case, you get to decide which articles you have in the article queue, right? And I recommend keeping this really, really clean and simple. I wouldn't take every single article and put it in your newsletter queue. Just ask yourself, when you write this article, say, oh, you know what? That's going to be a good fit for this newsletter. And what I recommend is, I recommend that you have 4 articles queued up for your publication, okay? And it's a very, very simple thing. I already showed you. It's a matter of just clicking a button. I'm going to show you again. So let's go pull our articles into our newsletter. All right, so you see that I'm now logged into the Letterman software. I'm over here on the Publications tab. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to our publication, and you see that we have 46 articles here. Now, just a quick recap from the last video, or the last 2 videos. I'll go ahead and click on this here. And this is what I'm talking about, right? So these ones right here, this one that we created in our demo, the 99 Ranch Market Opens, which, by the way, I'm going to keep that there. That's a good article. This one, you can see it's already added to the newsletter queue. This one about Meat Shady, already added to the newsletter queue. All of these are already added to the newsletter queue, right? So these are ones that we're going to be able to pull into the newsletter. So what I was trying to tell you a minute ago is, if you don't plan on pulling something into the newsletter, let's say that we don't plan on pulling this one in, then make sure it's turned off. Only keep the articles that you're pulling into your newsletter, okay? And here's the other thing too. Our software is kind of magical, because not only will you see these when we go create the newsletter, I'm going to show you that here in a minute, but when you pull those into the newsletter, you're not able to pull them in again. All right, and I'm going to show you this. But if you remove it, then they magically appear. And if you actually send out the newsletter, then these will turn off. Okay, so it will keep it organized for you. But when you create the article, just really decide, do I want to pull this into my next newsletter? That's the only question that you should be asking. Okay, so now that's kind of a recap. Let's go ahead and come back over here to my publications. Here we are. We're on this publication. Let's come over to the 3 dots and let's click on Add Newsletter. Now, I'm sure you understand how this works because you probably went through 1.0 and you learn how all this works. But inside of 2.0, this is where we have some new features. And the most used feature of all is this one that says Article Queue. So I'm going to go ahead and drag that over here. And now you see that it says Add Articles from the Queue. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And here is your article queue. So if I were to go ahead and open that up one more time, let me see if I can do this. Let me come back over here and let's compare this. Okay, so I'll pull this over here so we can kind of compare. These ones right here, if we look at it again, these are the ones in the article queue. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let's see if we move it over here. Okay, yeah, that's good. We'll come back over here and we'll actually look at how many are in queue, right? So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there's got to be one more. I think we counted 8. There it is, 8. Okay, so we have 8 of them in the newsletter queue. That's what you're seeing here. So if I were to turn this one off over here, this Halloween, which, you know, right now it's January, so I think it's safe to turn this one off. I'll go ahead and turn that off, and we'll come back over here, and now this one should be gone, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and delete this just to make sure, and we're going to drag it in again, and we're going to go ahead and click here, and now you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the Halloween one is gone, all right? So this here is very, very intuitive. All right, so the first thing we want to do is, let's say that we want our new article to be at the very, very top. Well, no problem. We go ahead and click here, and we click update, and there you go. It has pulled not only the article, but it has pulled the link teaser, not the link teaser, but the article teaser in, right? This is a summarized version of the actual long form article. And the reason why is because we want people to click read more, all right? And so now this one's at the top, but if we want to go ahead and do it again, we drag in this one that says article queue, boom, there it is right there. And now we go ahead and click here, and we can go ahead and bring in the next one. So this is going to be Meet Shady, and we say update article. All right, now because these are their own separate blocks, we can put things in between. So like all the stuff you learned in 1.0, if you want to come over here, and if you want to do like, I don't know, interesting facts, quote of the day, whatever, you can still put that stuff in between, okay? So everything you learned before, you're still able to do that, all right? But remember, the articles could very easily consist of about 70% of your newsletter, okay? So I now have 2 articles. Now, if I go ahead and pull in another article queue, let's go ahead and do this again. Here it is right here, and I'm gonna click this button. Notice we don't have the 2 that we pulled in. It's removing them. So we have, remember, we started with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we started with 7. We're down to 5. Well, what happens if we come over here? I'm going to go ahead and delete this one for now. Let's just say that we change our mind and we're like, okay, you know what? I don't want to do this dog one. So I'm going to go ahead and delete it. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull in another article. And what you're going to see, go ahead and do this again, okay, is the dog one should be back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it is right here. So it's back, right? So even though we pulled it in, it removed it, but as soon as we deleted it, it put it back in the queue. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it in again, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and bring in another one, and I'm going to click here, and I'm going to choose 2 at once. And what it's going to do is it's going to combine those 2. So I go ahead and do it, and there's 1, and there's 2. They're combined. So if you wanted to come in here, we could go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and take all of them. We could just go ahead and take all the articles that we want and combine it into one block, just like that. And a lot of people do this. Now, to me, the downside is you can't put stuff in between, okay, because it's just one block. If you bring in one article at a time, you can put stuff in between. The other thing is you can come over here to this block, and let's go to the single block. This is like a single block here, right? We can make changes to the single block. So if we want to come over here to the styling, and if we wanted to choose like a background color, right? There's just different stuff that we can do because they're single blocks. You know, we can add borders or whatever. Well, if you have all your articles in a single block, which might be okay, it's a preference, then all we can do is edit that one block, right? So here's one block. And let's see, this one had 2, I think. Nope, it had 3. So let's get down to the bottom of the block. There it is right there. And if we were to come over here, let's go ahead and add a border, okay? And let's see, let's go to styling, and we'll go to background color, and we do something like this. You can see automatically that it's applying to the whole entire block, okay? So if we go up there, that's applied to the whole block. Okay, so it's up to you. If you just want to pull them all in at once and be done with it, you can. What we prefer to do is have separate blocks so that we're able to highlight our sponsored blocks and stuff like that, and our blocks from other publications, which you'll learn about. But yeah, that's how we pull in these articles to the newsletter. And if I were to go ahead and click this eyeball here, you're going to see that here is the preview, right? So that one block you can see is all blue, and then here we have, I believe these two are one block as well, but then you see down at the bottom, these are the single blocks, right? And if we were to go ahead and click this, then what it's going to do is it's going to actually open up to our actual article. This is the long form article. So the summary is over here on the actual newsletter, and then your newsletter contains all those summaries that open up to the actual articles. Okay. The last thing that I want to mention about this, it's a pretty easy thing, right? So if we were to go ahead and go back in the article, we don't have anything left. There's just nothing left. Okay. But again, if we come over here and if we delete this one, then guess what? We have 3 more that go back in the queue, right? So then it's up to us if we want to go ahead and pull those in. Well, here's the last thing that I'm going to mention, and it's kind of important. Okay, so there's 3 in the queue right now. Those are going to stay there. But this article, this one, and this one, as soon as this newsletter sends out, these articles will no longer be in the queue because we've used it. They've sent it out. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't come back in here and add them back to the queue. We can if we want to, but I don't know the reason why you would do that, right? So pretty powerful feature, very, very easy to use, but just remember, right? Don't just do articles, combine them with everything you learned in 1.0, right? Still bring in your trivia question, your Q&A, your interesting facts, like, you know, keep doing custom combo blocks, do your sponsored spots, like do all that stuff. But your articles are definitely going to make up the majority of your newsletter. And, you know, there's some advanced features that I'm not going to talk about in this video because I don't want to overwhelm you. But in worst case scenario, if for some reason, you know, you can't get your newsletter out that week, instead of skipping it, man, pull in 4 or 5 articles and send it out. Like the main thing is that it's super, super important for you to send out your newsletter, especially in the eyes of Google. They need to see consistency. They need to see it going out, right? So it's a great backup plan. But like I said, get in the habit where the articles are 70% of your publication. Okay? So hopefully you're excited now. You see how fast we can create the local newsletter with the articles. And remember, man, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Because if we come back over here, all of these articles were able to get ranked, right? Let's go ahead and look at them. We're able to get these ranked. People are searching for these things in our area. Okay, but on top of that, we can also pull them in as fillers into our newsletter, 70%. All right, so enjoy the articles. I can't wait to see what you create. I'll see you in the next video.